That's what I was going to say, that I find this disconnect where, especially somebody who's a little bit older, and Muslim people, you talk to them and you say, okay, what are you doing nowadays? Well, how's your life? And they go, we are waiting to die. We are praying and we are waiting to, our time is coming. And I think that this feeling that we have, that when we are, getting older, we should be just working towards getting into Jannah later by staying and doing your own thing and not interacting with the rest of the community. This is eating away in our society. Our elderly, not even elderly, anybody who's a little bit older than we are, will stop kind of growing. And if a Quran says this, why do we have this big disconnect in our society, in our Muslim society, I'm saying?
Because the direction.
And the separation.
And so how do we take care of it?
Because we separated these two words. Okay, remember we were saying that these two words are highly connected.
It's very easy. When someone tell you, sister, you are a woman, this is great. Because you have the feeling of oppression really more than me. When someone tell you, صوتك يا عورة, no, صوتك عورة, I think maybe صوتك.
I don't think.
You should have it in your culture. I don't think just Arabic
what is it?
friends have it.
Say it in English.
Your voice is عورة.
Something that you have to cover, that you don't even have to speak.
Oh, yeah.
صوت المرأة صوت المرأة عورة.
Yeah, I heard.
The voice, this is why women should not really talk. Even their talk is awra, something is very seen as low.
Okay.
Tell him or tell her what is more awra is your idea itself. You are killing life. Because human being without language, without talking, they are really no longer human beings. So it means unless we stand up, to take back our, not really our Quran belongs to everyone, but to take back the message that we need for our life. No one will free us. Because the Quran also, when we talk about Yawm al-Qiyamah, it is so beautiful. Look, let me read it. How to describe it. يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ. The day on which a man shall fly from his brother. وَأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ. And his mother and his father. لِكُلِّ إِمْرٍ مِّنْهُمْ وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَبَنِيهِ. And his spouse and his son. لِكُلِّ إِمْرٍ مِّنْهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ شَأْنٌ يُغْنِيهِ. Every man or every one of them shall on that day have an affair which will occupy him or her. After that, وُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ مُسْفِرَةٌ. On that day, faces will be bright as dawn. وَوُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَلَيْهَا غَبَرًا. And many faces, or some faces, on that day on them shall be dust. تَرْهَقُهَا قَتَرًا. Darkness shall cover them. أُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْكَفَرَةُ الْفَجَرَةُ. These are they who are kafara and fajara, and they call them unbelievers. I don't know, this kafara is really that meaning. And the wicked, the wicked. This also, there is also a lot of metaphors here. Because usually people believe in hiding things. Sometimes you don't believe your spouse, you don't love your spouse, you don't really even love your neighbors, you don't even leave your society, you don't leave human being in general, by try to hide that, to show them different faces, so you can use them to help you. It's because you have that ability to hide it. Yawm al-Qiyamah is introduced as forget about it. Because the cover is lifted, you will never be able to use them. No one of these, it will be even reflected how far you are from them. Because you work to hide and to show them you are so close to them. You are really in love with your kids and your wife and your society, and but in reality you are hiding that. Don't wait that Yawm al-Qiyamah It will be show things differently. Really will show the reality as is. That you worked all your life to hide. Tomorrow, you even the closest people to you, because in reality, they were not close. So Yawm al-Qiyamah, they will show the reality as is. You will even lose them. There is no way to use them. So this is why, to get, you show the reality as is. If you don't love your kids, you don't love your society, you don't love your wife or your spouse, don't hide it. Work on yourself. This is alarming. This is something that should alarm you. You should not hide it. You should be really have enough courage. If you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to work on yourself, to free yourself from that disease, because that sakha is happening. Because that day you need to work here. If you see, because the Quran is very beautiful. It says tarhaquha qatara. Darkness shall cover them. وجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة. Be dust stained. Because they were dust stained. And they were really covered here. Al-Akhirah is not going to change that situation, my brothers and sisters. It's just going to show us where we are. So this is why Al-Akhirah is introduced to help us, to alarm us,
like a measure,
to make us aware of this opportunity to work. Don't tell me anything. I don't like to hear anything about yourself. Just with you yourself. Close the door, close the light, think about yourself. Think about really what your reality. Because you are the only person who can know that. And if you are very far from that beautiful name that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked us to get closer to Him through them, so work on yourself. Forget me. Don't take me your leader. Maybe I have the same trouble as you. I need to work on myself. But don't fool yourself. There's nothing wrong, because as the prayer, you need to be able to know the space and time. You need to know where you are and which time you are. So you can face the Qibla and have that continue your journey. If you don't know where you are and where you are going, no one will help you. But even if you know where you are going, even if you are Muslim and you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you don't know where you are, and with time and space, you will not be able to pray. Even if you pray 1 million times, Al-Dhuhr is not going to replace Al-Asr. Forget about it. And regardless how many faqih will tell you yes, it's not going to happen, my friend. But because they are different. Not because the 4 rak'ah, they are the same. Quran even kept them the same. They are really 4 rak'ah. If you can even read the same surah with them, is not going to. What makes the difference is the space and time. So because we have that ability of space and time, we need that awareness that this life is not forever, because the materialism will prison us in this life. It will tell us is forever. Islam is tell us this is an opportunity. It's a life. One event is possible. It means the action and time are both possible. The hereafter is a time. Now is no time, no event, no action. So if you need to act, it's in this world, while the world itself is ready to answer, because Yawm al-Qiyamah is also introduced in a time when the world does not answer. Earth تخلى عنه in Arabic is, we say تخلى,
alone.
it's really
turn away from.
Turn away. You ask, but the universe is not going to answer because the order is different. وألقت ما فيها وأذنت لربها وحقت. So now the universe has the order to answer us. If we have any question, it's the time to ask. يوم القيامة, the order is different. Now answer. Ask as much as you want. And the answer will be what you did. And it's so deep, so powerful.
Any questions or comments?
Just a comment, you know, about that element. So you sort of look at each one in and of itself has a capacity. And then capacity for the
change, yeah.
Capacity, it's their own vessel in and of themselves for change. And just like the people are supposed to say, you know, I'm not, the self-righteousness of I do this alone, the water, the sea, the earth, doesn't do it alone itself. It has ability, but it can't, it doesn't complete. It just is the...
like necessary but not sufficient.
Not yet. It's right. It's still lacking in something. And the three together, they can lead to something, a growth. So if I'm understanding correctly, and each growth has the capability of being very individualistic. So you have this seed can create this, and this seed can create this. Very much like the human being. You know, we contain these. You know, where if you say the seed, yes, if you say the seed is you, what makes you different than the other people?
Unique.
Unique. That if you take these elements individually, you know, there's many metaphors. The one plant alone can't do it. You know, the plant needs another plant to create that future growth. So if you say the seed in it needs to be germinated. You know, if you look, and again, it's more probably about, but you still need that pair. You still need, so you can't deny that no matter what, you still will always need something.
Yes, very good.
The seed will always need, it needs an earth.
This
it needs
why,
water.
this is
it
very
needs
beautiful
something.
because because the Quran is very beautiful. The Quran is use what they call universal concepts. And for example, الزواج, الزوجية, in pairs, is universal. It does not just belong at the human being level. كل كل زوج الزوجية is universal. What does mean زوجية is universal? Is really is the paradigm that or the vision that can help us to see our role. So we are per creation itself in need to the other to make life possible. This is why the Quran does not call man with man and woman with woman زوج. الزوجين الذكر والأنثى when it comes to the human being level, explicitly. But in the universe, doesn't mean there is ذكر وأنثى, but there is still زوجية. If you need to, it means the creation itself is protected from being, you know, gods. Because you are created in, creation means in need. So but it means you need to think about that the need for the other is not just there. So in society, this is why the Quran, when they talk about in Arabic society at the time of Muhammad is they don't share with women but dead animals. The Quran will say سيجزيهم وصفهم. Because you look at the woman in very low way, and you share just what it's dead, you will create a dead society. Because your action, they are, you know, it's dictated by your worldview. You need to change that worldview. And this is why the Quran is so beautiful here, because Al-Fajr as concept is the first time is introduced. as far as what we did tafsir. So this is a new concept. And you say kafara, and this is maybe second or third time. It's very just at the beginning. But أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة. The translation is so weird.
Yeah,
but
ungrateful and those who do not keep the reality in integrity or disintegrate.
Exactly. But this is also
explode.
And it's here is but who are, because before talking about fajara, al-fajara and al-kafara, he told us وجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة, faces on that day on them shall be dust, ترهقها قطرة, darkness shall cover them. These are kafara fajara. Not because today we created with what I call Saudization of Islam. We are able today, they taught us, today we are able to see just hair outside the veil of a woman. But we are not able to see a nuclear submarine on our coasts. Who is more dangerous? It's really, we are creating very fake concerns to destroy or give wrong direction for a great message that can free not only us, that can free humanity. We have a message that can free humanity, because this is the era of Quran. إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not give a message for a different era. He's Al-Hakim. It's the right time. You have the right message for the right time. But there's always a danger to give a wrong direction and wrong concern that makes us what the Quran calls كالحمار يحمل أسفارا. You are as a donkey. You are still carrying the message, but you are a donkey. Because the message does not really help you. It's just becoming a burden on you. You can make from the message itself a burden. But you need to work hard to carry that message so you don't see the burden. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقذ ظهرك. Islam is working to وضع عنه وزره, to take from you, from your shoulder, the burden, to make the message the light that can help you to continue your journey. Yes, please.
But what is the burden today? That the burden at the time of the Prophet or at the time of revelation is a particular burden. I think our challenge today is that what is our burden today? Unless we find out our own, the traditional understanding of this surah, okay, throughout most of the Muslim history has been that these two are definitely separate worlds, okay, the akhirah and this world. And those who are of this world, they do not belong to that world. Those who belong to that world, they do not belong to this world.
Separation.
It is totally separate. That has been the traditional understanding, and maybe, I don't know, maybe that was the strongest message at the time of the revelation, because of the mercantile and materialist, in other words, situation to such a way, because definitely in the context of the Quran, there was no idea of accountability, or there was no idea of the life of hereafter. Now, in other words, now the Muslims believe in the life of hereafter. But whether really that belief has, in other words, deeply or has really come to our, come to our help or assistance to relate to this world. That is, I think, our challenge.
Or has become a burden.
Or it has become a burden.
You are totally
See,
right.
that still, the whole point is that this Abdullah ibn Maktoum radiallahu ta'ala, that, you know, he's a poor man, has nothing. He hears this, goes to the Prophet, and of course the Prophet is talking to these leaders. It would be the same thing. In other words, if I have the opportunity, I'm sitting with Obama, talking to Obama and Hillary Clinton and this and that, and here comes a poor man from, let us say, from, you know, whose example, like, you know, a very poor man who doesn't understand the politics of the world or anything, but he is concerned that actually I want to know that basically that what God requires from me. Okay, so the Prophet, of course, is disturbed with it because this is the opportunity to get these leaders, you know, that Hillary Clinton and Obama and all that, you know, into the work. But so the traditional understanding of this has been that, yeah, if you remember God and come to God, that is the most important.
I think, Brother Asi, you brought very, very great and difficult subject at the same time. But what the surah itself, the way we didn't have the opportunity to talk to you at the beginning of the surah, but when we talked about it, really the surah has the element that can help to answer the question itself. Because the surah Al-Quran is Abasa wa Tawalla. The Quran does not give names. The narrations, you know, give names. Quran really is not at the risk of names. It's the phenomenon. Doesn't tell who is Abasa wa Tawalla. For sure, the narration, I understand that because it was the methodology that can help people to understand what's happening, unless really they have a very concretized name. Otherwise, it's very hard to grasp the meaning. And I think the Quran also, it can help, that can be revealed, that can people see the reflection in their society. The name also, they are not without any fundament, but foundation. The name may exist. But for us today, the names really are not there. So to me, when I read Al-Quran, also, this is a big issue. The Quran is for us. We need to have that ability also to understand it. Otherwise, as the universe is for us, and if the universe is not able to answer my need today, there's a big issue. So it's really, I should never doubt that the solution is not there. Otherwise, I will never work. So the same thing Al-Quran as the reference of direction or of meaning, I should also have that belief in me that it should answer my need today. Not that need for 100 years ago. This is a very big issue. The Quran is so powerful, the surah. It does not give names, and very interesting. But the Quran gives something that at the sociology level today, sociological level, we can understand that too. It means the society, it can dictate it on us, our behavior. Because we're used to it. We are really unkadri, how we say, how we say unkadri, Muhammad? Unkadri is
limited.
Not just limited.
Confined.
Confined, exactly. You put rules. And you can even chain people in the rules themselves. Not only you put rules, but you end up seeing the whole world that this is the world. Because for us, maybe you don't see that, but when you travel, you see it. You see how life can be different than what you used to be. But when you are really confined to a certain society or a very small, village, you will, as Brother Walid was talking about the chick and the world. So for the chick, really is, the egg is the world. But when you open it, the egg is nothing. It's really nothing compared to the world. So at the time too, there is no way to make any change if you don't free yourself from that environment. So Surah Abasa is very powerful because when the Quran will say, كَلَّا إِنَّهَا تَذْكِرَةٌ فَمَنْ شَاءَ ذَكَرَهُ فِي صُحُفٍ مُطَهَّرَةٍ مُكَرَّمَةٍ مَرْفُوعَةٍ مُطَهَّرَةٍ. So it's the idea of suhuf. It means there is no way to change that situation unless you have a reference that does not belong to that situation, that can help you to get what you need to change that situation.
That's exactly my point. Is that we are all saying that. But the thing is that so far, so far, and the challenge is that how Quran can become relevant to the modern life. Why don't you write it down? Why don't you write it down? Why don't you say
Yeah, I just was wondering if you are done.
here.
Yeah.
They're done.
Otherwise they won't understand the context.
Yeah, I think that is really
Thank you so much. I'm sorry I couldn't come in. I'm so busy. But my friend was eager to